Please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. It's just after 6 o'clock. It is November 3rd. May I please get a roll call?
Yes. All right. Mayor Aaron Sims,
Here.
Gary Allen,
Present.
Bill Cheever,
Present.
Kim Kramer. Present. Tim McQuinn,
Also present.
Attorney George Loy.
Here.
Thank you, Shanda. On to minutes. If you've had a chance to review the minutes from our previous meeting on October 27th, may I get a motion to approve those?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second. All right. Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Okay. On to additions or deletions to the agenda. I think we're going to be okay. Thank you. Citizen participation. Good evening.
Good evening, Jenny Lynn Kybers, Executive Director of White County Area Plan. I'm coming to you tonight with a status update on a violation that I have been working since December of 2024. As you may or may not be familiar with the Woodcock property located 712 Blue Water Drive, Monticello. Based on the definition of a junkyard within the 2008 zoning ordinance as amended, his property was deemed a violation due to several items that have since been collected on his property. I know that the city of Monticello and the Monticello Police Department get frequent complaints on this property. So again, this specific violation started in late 2024. I attempted to remedy the violation by reaching out to the property owner several times via letter, personally delivered and certified delivered, no response. So in, I believe it was September, I directed my attorney to file suit against the property owner. Since then, we went to court 3 times with the property owner. He did show up at the first and second hearing. He was given compliance deadlines by Superior Court judge, and he failed to meet both of those compliances. The third compliance date that he failed to meet, we had again a status hearing with a judge, Superior Court, and he failed to appear. So the court ordered that my department and anyone that I assign can go into his property and clean it up. At some point in time, obviously that expense would accrue, and most likely we will have to put that on his property as a lien of some sort. I do have some exhibits if you would like to see the most recent status of the property prior to our last court hearing on October 21st. So at this point in time, again, this is just kind of a status update, letting you know where I'm at with this violation. Should you continue to get a request, there is a court order, and there will be some cleanup happening, hopefully soon. Our status hearing is next scheduled for January 8th. Does anybody have any questions for me? January 8th is our status hearing with the court. It is hopefully by that time the property will be cleaned up and any additional expenses will be presented to the court, as well as if Mr. Woodcock has abided by the court ordered agreed upon fine that he settled on. Mr. Woodcock racked up over $40,000 in fines, and we settled with him less than $4,000. So he has entered into an agreement to pay my office $300 per month for a year's time.
To give a little more context to this property, it's next door to the Schroeder property, which I think you recall the city through similar litigation forced a complete demolition, and the city came out whole. There's a new property on that site, and I've been in contact with Jenny Lynn concerning the Woodcock property next door. I know our ordinance violations officer has cited him. This property owner tends to clean up, and then the property goes back to its bad condition. And Jenny Lynn used the mechanism that her office has for county violation of a zoning ordinance, correct?
Yes, and I do want to definitely appreciate the help that Monticello City Police Department gave me. They not only served letters for me, they photographed that service, and then they went to the site with me to check up on it.
So I trust we'll maybe not get a demolition of the property. It's not the home itself, I guess, that is the problem. It's the condition of the everything outside the home. So I know the city and the county will work together on this.
Well, the front and the back of the home, right? The whole property is.
Yeah, the court order basically authorizes us to go in and remove everything outside with the exception of vehicles and a single axle trailer in the front yard.
Jenny Lynn, what's the address of the property?
712 Blue Water. And throughout this whole process, once court started, Mr. Woodcock did make several attempts. I think the last time that I spoke to him, he had stated he made between 6 and 15 trips to get rid of some of the items. But I'm not sure. I don't know if he ran out of time. I don't know if he ran out of help. But he seemed to acknowledge that he was in over his head with the amount of items he had accrued. Mhm.
So what is it that we need to do for you?
At this time, nothing. Again, this was just kind of a status update because I know even up until maybe our first court hearing, Diane was still getting emails wondering what was going on. So should your constituents ask, we have an order. It's just a fact of getting somebody in there. Obviously, I can't go in there and move all of it myself. Yeah, I can do a lot of things, but not that. So yeah.
Nor would we want you to do it. And it's not what we hired you for. So how do we go about?
So the court order allows me or my assigns to go in. It also covers security. So like Attorney Loy said, it'd probably be some sort of joint venture, or my office can hire a third party completely independent to go in.
But we'll be in contact with Jenny Lynn
Yes.
County and coordinate efforts. And I see a good resolution here. And really appreciate your efforts, Jenny. I really do.
Citizen participation, anyone else? Okay, on to department head reports. Diane Bunnell, welcome home.
Good evening. Had a wonderful vacation last week at Branson, Missouri, so just got back last night. So I don't really have anything more to report than what my last report was. Getting information for the NDOT report. Still waiting on some facts on that so that I can do that. And the moving of my office over to the utility room, I guess would be the most upcoming thing that's coming on. Just going to the different coalitions I belong to, making sure that everybody has the point of addressing accessibility for either their children, the homeless, or, those types of things. United Way and all the different coalitions are working so hard to try to build things here in the community where it's hard things like beating your head against a wall, getting landlords to rent at a decent rate to people with low income and that type of thing. So, and we don't have a whole lot of housing for accessibility issues. So we can go from that, but we are working on it all the way from childcare, trying to entice people to start childcare. Purdue has a whole department for that, but they've been hit with budget cuts now, so they've had to lay off part of their crew. So that's not going as fast, hopefully. But we are now combining our coalition with Carroll County so that certain people can reach more areas. So we're working on those things. And I think the city and the different coalitions are doing a wonderful job trying to make things better for more people. And if anybody wants to help any of those coalitions, they're always open. Any questions?
Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, council. All three shifts are testing all of our fire hose. All of our fire hose has to be tested yearly, because the NFPA says so. So all three shifts are doing that while we still have a little bit of nice weather left. We have 6 new divers that have completed the first round of training. They will have training through December for them to be fully certified rescue divers. And our dive team, just shout out to Lieutenant Edwards. He's in charge of our dive team. Keeps it organized, keeps their training up. He does a great job. We had 7 new people completed rope rescue operations and technician course. That's for high ankle, low ankle rescues throughout the county. That team's led by Captain Miller, Captain Green, and Assistant Chief Blake. We have those are our 2 specialty teams. All of the trainings scheduled through 2026. They train a minimum of 6 times a year. So every other month they put on a training, and that's a minimum because other things pop up that they will get to train on as well as a whole team. And then back in October, we completed Fire Prevention Week. The elementary schools, Twin Lakes Elementary Schools, multiple churches, daycares, preschools, and that was led by Nick Green. That takes a ton of people to do, a lot of fire truck rides. I want to shout out Nick Green for putting that together, and it was another success. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you. Mitch, Parks Department.
Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing? All right. Real quick, I want to start by giving a shout out and thank you to a few people. First, I'd like to thank Brad Haygood. Him and the water department came down and helped us with a couple things. We have winterized the parks, and that was completed last Friday. Spent most of the day blowing out water lines and getting things set up so we don't have to worry about freezing temperatures. Also, Brad was gracious enough to help us set some fence posts with the what do you call that thing, the Vector? So for a couple areas where we weren't sure if there was power lines or whatever, so instead of digging, he came over and popped a few holes in the ground for us. And thanks, Brad. I appreciate that. That was pretty good. Also want to thank the Soil Water Conservation District and all the volunteers that came out last week for the invasive removal in the lower part of the park. we were able to actually go through both sides of the stream in the lower part of the park and get a high percentage of the invasives removed, focused primarily on bush honeysuckle that we had in the area. So went out all the way to the peninsula, got that taken care of. So again, a thank you to the SWCD, Soil Water Conservation District, as well as the volunteers there. Let's see. Also, been working with Brody Koppelman on his Eagle Scout project. Him and the Scouts, we spent most of Saturday and a good part of Sunday working on getting the deck put together. They're going to be coming in Wednesday after school to work on actually starting the deck work for that observation deck area. It's turning out to be something really pretty cool. So he's doing a great job, him and his scout group on getting that move forward. Leslie Coatings, they've been to the pickleball courts and they actually have the post in the ground. They're looking to come this week. I'm looking at tomorrow or Wednesday to actually paint. So maybe, I'm not going to say, but maybe Friday, I might have to challenge George in a pickleball game. So, okay. We've got some warm days coming up here, so they told me last week they're looking to come in this week and knock that out. So waiting for them to come. Let's see. Sure. Yeah. I'll dress appropriately. Get my headband and, tank top and whatever. So, and then we did receive our state release for the North Pavilion. So we're going to move forward with that. The county has all the information. I'm just waiting for them to give me a final go ahead on that. Jenny Lynn, she's gone. But anyway, everything looks good on that. The contractor, which is Heiner Construction, has been notified that we're ready to roll. So we'll see how that moves along. No, I'm not going to give any dates because I'm not sure, but he said he's got some stuff going on, but right after that, he looks to come down and start tearing down the building. So, and depending on weather, they may not get the footers poured. So we'll see how things develop. So that's where that's at, but it'll at least be in process moving forward.
Mitch, just one thing on that, the finance side of that, if there's
if
there's a possibility that we need to encumber something, if they can, I'm going with this, if they can
Yes.
get the documentation.
Yes.
Get that
And-
in towards the end of the year, get it to
Right, and
treasurer.
Yeah, we already have contracts signed.
Okay.
It's been signed for a while. We just would submit that with the request for encumbrance.
Okay.
To pay for it.
Excellent.
This year. Okay. So, and then I want to let you guys know that next week I'll be gone the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to the Indiana Parks and Recreation Association Conference down south. So if you really want to talk to me, you can give me a call. So, all right. And that's all I have. Any questions? All right. Very good. Thank you.
Chief Clark?
Good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is. It's dark out there now. Time change, gotta love it. I'd like to follow Mitch's lead and I'd like to give a shout out myself. And that is to our officers. It's a thankless job and, these guys do a fantastic job. We have a pretty good crew over there. Right now, quick shout out to Officer Evan Morrow. Had some break-ins in the community, and I'm talking countywide, in the churches. And that guy has put forth all his effort, and they now have a suspect vehicle. They found the folks down in Louisville, Kentucky. They're from Illinois that come over and play in our county. So he's done one heck of a job, and I just want that to be recognized. Along with Detective Pyle. That man sees some images and some things that no human being should ever see. And he's had multiple thrown on his desk in the last couple months. Things that I can't even talk about up here. It would make me sick and make you guys sick to even think about what he's seen. I just want to give a shout out because those guys don't get it enough. So that's where I'm going with that. Josh, I'm glad you're here. With that, I plan to hurry this along. The lean-to is coming along very well. We're looking at putting the roof on. The construction crew they were on fall break. So they're back after it. I believe they started last week, so we should be about wrapping that up. Drone's been ordered. I could tell you that Mr. Eddie back here, he's been called out multiple times already, using his personal drone. So we're very excited to get that stuff going, that program. I think it's really going to be a good asset to our community. The counties even went as far as they now have some. So with that, I attended the, I don't, they're supposed to be in any time. I kind of let Morrow kind of spearhead that, because he's been our first operator. He was an operator through the county. No, we should be within the next week or two. Everything should be here. We have cars being outfitted with chargers and all that fun stuff. Moveover's doing that while they're installing the rest of our cages. We have 2 of the 5 cages, thankful to Rotary for pitching in half of that. We have 2 more down there right now getting outfitted with those. And then our last one will probably go Wednesday, which is Darren's car. So we should have all 5 up and running with the cages too. So I attended the active shooter with the city. They put it on through our insurance company. Very good training. If you can ever listen to that retired officer do a training, it's well worth it. I'm going to ask her to come and do some training for our guys at the department. So Aaron Benedict, he's still in the academy, hopefully wrapping that up in a few weeks. Looking at graduation before Christmas. Can't wait. He's excited. He's ready to get home. It's starting to become that I got to go down to the academy thing. But like I told him, live it up now, because one day you'll be out of it and all you'll get to do is take calls, right? Now you get to play cop, but you don't have to take any calls. So Halloween went well. Trunk or treat, I think it went very well. We were close to 1,000 candy bars around there. We had a lot of fun. Mayor and Shanda, thank you guys for stopping by. I think we had better candy than our cohorts, but I won't say the name. But with that, I think it went really, really well. We had enough candy. I was getting a little concerned, but it worked out. No issues as far as Halloween night. Nobody's reported anything to me. My guys were out in full force because we had a lot of little ones out. So as far as I know, everything went well. And then for this last thing, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Twin Lakes football. If you guys if you guys don't know, the last sectional championship was 2002, 2003. That was me, by the way. Yeah. I'll let you know. Yeah. I graduated in 03. I played football in 2002. That was our last sectional championship. It's a big thing, right? It's really cool. I think we've had 4. One of my best friends, Aaron Austin, was on 2 of those teams that won a sectional championship. He lets me know every day. But with that being said, I think we have 4 under our belt. We've never made it past regional. And I think these are the boys that can do it. We're going to Western Friday. I believe it's a 7 p.m. kickoff. If you can, find it, watch it, go support. They're a good group, good coaching staff with them. I'm excited. So hopefully we can bring that home back to our town Friday night. So other than that, that's all I have. So any questions for me? We'll talk about that. Yes, we'll at least lead the buses in from 421 to the school. You know, the last time I could tell you back in 2002, when it was my senior year, last time I won. Yeah. And Kim's youngest boy was on my team. He was my lead blocker. No, just kidding. I feel like Al Bundy up here talking. Hulk high, you know. I never scored 4, but with that being said, we did a parade that night and it was pretty late, and Jason Lincolnfelder was on night shift. And I remember him stopping and yelling at some folks that, hey, these boys don't do this often. So we probably won't do the parade through town. Maybe we can set that up for a time that's healthy for everybody. So, but yeah, hopefully go TL.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Frank? Good evening, Frank.
Good evening. I'm sure a long ways away. Um, our projects are moving along. I think there is an end to this. We're slowly beginning to wind some of them down, so hopefully here in the next 30 days, we'll have all of our paving projects and sidewalk and everything wound up for the year, and so going along. We have started picking up leaves. It's a very slow start. I think I looked today, we've done like 10 truckloads. Our average by now, we're up, 30 to 50 loads. And so go out and shake your trees or do something, just, I mean, I suppose we need a good storm or something to get them down, but, we'll continue doing that. Our last hired employee, Mike, did go over last Friday, take his test for his CDL license. Good news, he did pass. So we now have a full contingent of CDL drivers again, so we will be ready for snow. So that was good. And it's worked out well by having our own instructors to do it rather than having to send them to school, which is $4,000 to $5,000 per driver. It's cost us $206 per driver. So it's worked out. And I mean, we've got a lot of man hours in it, but I mean, as far as cash outlay, this has worked out really well for us. So, we did get our asset management plan submitted today and it was accepted. So we should be good to go for applying for grants, in 2026. And next week, we should start hanging Christmas lights, George. George has graciously volunteered to come and help, but we will probably start putting them up next week. Official lighting will be November 19th on a Wednesday at 6:30 out in front of the courthouse again. So plan to all be there and we'll get town lit up again. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Bruce? Good evening, Bruce.
Thought maybe I was loud enough, everybody could hear me. We did have, this is gonna be kind of a follow-up to what, the first thing on here is. We did have a meeting this morning with, F&K and HWC, trying to finish up, the last little bit of electrical and the plans for that. We have a plan and hopefully this is gonna progress and maybe we can have this done. I think he mentioned December 1st, didn't you, Mayor? Hopefully everything is wrapped up by then and it's complete. We can be online. I think the only thing left over there to do outside of the electrical would be like fencing, maybe a little bit of grading, but the seeding, I think they put some seed down, but I don't know if that's going to take. We have to redo that, either ourselves or Mitch in spring. Yeah, they did, but I don't know that that will germinate with the frost. We're taking applications again. We didn't get a qualified candidate for the position we were looking for. That's going to run until November 21st. And I'm not really sure. I think we have one or two at this time. We've listed several different areas, including Indeed, trying to find some candidates. Our centrifuge is in full tilt right now. It's running as it should. We're running twice a week now, maintaining all of our solids as we had planned. We're getting ready to do fall land application. Again, we were able to skip the spring land application, save some money because the centrifuge did help us out. And we did not have to have a bio bag, which actually was significant. That should happen in the next couple of weeks once we get our results back from the fecal tests. And going forward, it'll be yet to be seen how much sludge we actually produce with the centrifuge versus the way we were doing it prior. Hopefully we can maybe get this down to once a year on a permanent basis, just to save money.
There's a huge saving just going to the centrifuge versus the bio bags though,
Yes,
right? Significant savings.
it is.
Right. So it'd be great to track that over a year, 2-year period and just see what that delta was.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Thank you.
Brad? How you doing? Good.
So we had a service line that got bored through. We ended up getting it fixed. We did finish up 2 new taps today and got the new lines ran across the road. We've been changing out MIUs that have been underperforming, getting the ones that the batteries are dying or just not reading anymore. We finished up the sanitary survey, basically had some gasket material to replace around the overflow pipes down for the, basically the little vents for those. And then had, to put some riprap around the drainage pipe at the middle tower. So just minor repairs that we had to do with that survey this year. We finished up getting the letters sent out, for the lead line inventory. We got those sent out last week. So they'll be arriving in the mail before too long. So you'll either be getting a known lead, known galvanized, or unknown. So if you have any questions or anything like that, please get a hold of me or get a hold of the water department and we can answer any of those. They did start to do the potholing for the lead line inventory. So if you happen to have any settling issues or anything like that, please let us know. We'll come out and we'll fill up the holes or anything that needs to be fixed. And that's it for us. Any questions? I get.
Thank you, guys. On to old business. We have one item. This is the ordinance of 2025-13. Elected official salary. This is the second reading.
And this is in a position to be approved and adopted tonight.
We need a motion to approve it.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance 2025-13, the 2026 elected official salary.
I'll second.
All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer,
Aye.
Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Okay. On to new business. Item number 1. This is the deer ordinance amendments. Bill? I don't have it with me.
Here it is.
Just to introduce, after last week's department head meeting, there was some discussion among department heads and police chief for perhaps amending our deer ordinance that was adopted in September 15th, by expanding the time of day within which approved hunters could bow hunt, to expand that time to half an hour before sunrise to a half an hour after sunset, Monday through Friday. Currently, it's, I think, a half an hour before sunrise and 9 a.m., I believe. Yeah. And Chief, I don't know if you want to elaborate or not, but you, well, we
give me the
enjoy
mic.
having you.
All right.
But I have before you a draft that I generated today to get before you just for first reading and discussion.
So everybody's on the same page with the amendment. It would take it from just hunting a couple hours to basically hunting all day as per the state statute. We still would not still like to see
hunting on the weekends, I think just because kids are out of school and that fun stuff, and maybe more of interest than through the week, if you will. But the problem we're having is we've got a few hunters, but with the ordinance we have, it's not allowing those, technically, we can't allow them to hunt because of the requirements that we have put on this. Since then, I've had a couple people reach out that are excited and would join the hunting team if it goes to an all-day hunt, because they can get off of work early in the morning, still go home and take a nap, and then come hunt the evening. But that's kind of our goal with this, is to try to find some more, entice more good, I don't know how else to put it, but some good hunters, I guess. Not that we have bad hunters, it's just folks that can't or match the description. So, and it would still stay in the same areas that we have already picked as our reduction areas, if you will.
To refresh my memory, what are we got two neighborhoods that can be hunted?
There's actually three.
Three?
Yeah,
What are they?
one being in the Tioga Road area, and then one being in East Ohio, and then we have the area just off of Gordon Road. It's considered slot farms now. That gentleman has allowed people to hunt back there as well.
Anybody else have any questions? So if not, like we said, this is first reading.
Right.
So I'll make a motion to move this to second reading, ordinance 2025 10A, right? Okay. To move to second reading.
Yeah, technically there could be. But with that being said, we're hoping that we can get early archery done prior to shotgun, because you're going to see a lot more hunters that take off for that shotgun season that will go out. Obviously, we're not going to allow any kind of guns being discharged in the city. However, a lot of folks will transition into that shotgun season, and that's when they'll start filling tags. Not very, I know of very few that hunt archery late season anyway, which would be around Christmas time. But not to say they can't. So, but we feel pretty confident with the areas that we've picked this year. And again, this is all a test run. We want to make sure that, that we have a really good program put in place before anything moves forward. So,
Well, and really to your point, I would say if there's a question where we need to put a pause on it around Thanksgiving time, we simply get a hold of the folks that are on the approved list and we say, and we don't want any hunting between Thursday and Friday, right? Or during shutdown, or not shutdown, I'm sorry, fall break, right?
yeah.
And just stop it, right? That's the intent.
Correct. Nice thing is fall break's over with. I mean, we have Thanksgiving, but again, that's shotgun season. That's the last week of shotgun season. I think you're gonna have a lot more folks outside in the county gun hunting. So,
Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer,
Aye.
Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
For the deer ordinance, I have 2025 10A. Yeah, for the amendment.
I do want to say though that I've fielded several calls on this ordinance since it's been starting to really go into effect and be discussed. I think a lot of the folks are just misinformed. The folks that I've had that were calling to complain, I've explained to them why we're doing this, and I think that I myself could get more information out. I've spoke with the mayor a little bit today about an idea
I've also spoke with Counselor Patty, who kind of helped spearhead this, that maybe we get on the radio or do like a Facebook podcast or something, just kind of explaining our reasoning for this. Not to take all the deer away, it's just to maybe thin the herd just a little bit to help everybody. So just wanted to add that. I'll leave now. Thanks.
Thank you, Chief. New business, item number 2, this is ordinance 2025-14. This is the 2026 Fire Department Salary Matrix. This is the first reading.
Bill, you want to lead off?
Sure. So the first ordinance that we have is the Monticello Fire Department. It's the 2025-14. Sent this out earlier to the council. Been through the mayor's office and basically sets the salaries for the fire department. For this year, there is a modest increase, not anything dramatic, and I think everyone has seen it. I don't know if there's any questions about it. There was no other real formulas that changed. Everything was pretty straightforward from last year's ordinance.
I'll make a motion to pass the ordinance 2025-14, the fire department salary matrix.
And this would just be, this will just be again, moving it to second. You're all right. It's just moving it to second reading. So, yeah.
And then I have Kim as the second.
Yep.
So go to vote. Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Thank you, Bill. On to new business, item number 3, ordinance 2025-15, 2026 Monticello Police Salary Matrix, first reading.
So this again is very similar. We want to have salary matrix for all the departments, police. This actually, we were able to make a correction on this one from a error last year that I was happy to do. We were able to do for the Monticello Police Department team. So I defined those when I sent the salary out. I defined those. I don't know if anyone has any questions or comments or concerns, but pretty much did same format as we did last year with the police.
I'll make a motion. We move this to second reading.
I'll second. All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Thank you. On to new business, item number 4, ordinance 2025-16. This is 2026 appointed officers, public works, utility employee salaries, and this is also the first reading.
So really the same comment as far as the public works and utilities and appointed officers. Some modest increases were able to be done this year. So same format as last year, really didn't do too much, a couple of tweaks here and there. So if anybody has any questions, happy to answer those.
I'll make a motion for ordinance 2025-16 to move to second reading.
I'll second. All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
New business, item number 5. This is the 2026 holiday schedule, Council of Board of Works meeting schedule. Questions, anybody? Need a motion?
I will make a motion that we approve the 2026 holiday schedule, City of Monticello holiday schedule as presented. and also the council and board works meeting schedule as presented.
I'll second it.
Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Okay, on to new business item number 5. Oh, sorry, item number 6. Approved allowance docket, pay period ending 10/19. Motion.
I'll make a motion to the approve allowance docket.
I'll second that.
All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Okay, new business item number 7, approve the APVs. This is from 10/21 through 10/30.
I'll testify that I looked them over. I didn't see anything wrong with them. So I will make the motion to,
Yeah, wow.
no, I'll make the motion. I said I didn't see anything wrong.
Not that I recall.
Yeah.
I'll second.
All right, Gary Allen,
Aye.
Bill Cheever,
Aye.
Kim Kramer. Aye. Tim McQuinn.
Aye.
Miscellaneous, anything, Mr. Cheever?
I do not have any.
Gary? Tim?
No.
Kim? Nope, okay. Guys, this Wednesday, our Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith will be here. He's got a mobile office. He'll be here in this room from 11 to 2. That's on the 5th. We also have the Veterans Parade, which is, yep, that's coming up. We have a chili cook-off coming up on Saturday in West Bay for the PTA, I think. What else, Chief? I'm forgetting something. Hard Chargers coming up. That's on the 15th. Is there? Perfect. So you will be
Recycle center.
recycle centers, yeah, there's
All
all,
the stuff happening.
that's a good thing. That's in West Bay. There's a soup cook-off this MVets. Yeah. Okay. Nothing else? Next meeting, I'm sorry, next, Bill, do you have something? No. Okay. Next Board of Works, November 17th, 5:30. Next, Common Council, November 17th, 6 o'clock. Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.